Top of the morning. Kevin Finley is definitely in the building. What's up, my good brother? Top of the morning to you. See, we the only two in here. What's good with it, man? How you been, my good brother? Hope all is well. Wipe off my camera here. Breezy. Top of the morning, top of the afternoon to you. K activist definitely in the building. What's good with it, K? My good brother. What's good with y'all, man? How y'all doing? Good to see y'all, man. Sorry for no announcement or nothing. I just wanted to go live because I didn't think I would make it, and I'm just getting home. Kev, you always working, getting it in, making that money, man. I ain't mad at you, my good brother. Keep working, man. Can't wait to get you on live, too, my brother. Cactus, how you been, bro? How's the family? And Breezy, how you been? I really can't wait to start going live with y'all. Really got some things to talk about. I had an interesting conversation in the barbershop today. And I'm not sure if I would have had that conversation on a public platform. Not that I can't really talk about it per se, but sometimes people don't understand like the nuances and context of certain kind of conversations, and some people hear what they hear. So I know it's cryptic, and I'm not really saying what I'm saying, but when you start going live, you start having podcasts, and when you get in any spaces where you're gonna be talking a lot, you really gotta watch or figure out how to have these kind of conversations in public space, because people hear you have these conversations and put their own ideas on you about what they think about the conversation you're having. I know it sounds like gibberish, but I'm gonna find a way to have this conversation without somebody, taking it a different, wrong way. My 17 was good with it. Oh, we got a 17. So is it? I asked you this before. Is oil globber, right? Oh, yeah, I think you do that for a living, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Breezy getting the steps in. I ain't mad at that. I need to be getting my damn steps in for sure. Mickey Knox is definitely in the building. What's good with it? PJ Allen is definitely in the building. Appreciate y'all falling through, man. Yo, I want to have this conversation, but I think I'm going to have it. And I think I'm going to just start. Boom. Okay, for sure. I remember that. I'm not sure if we talked about it one time, but I asked you that before just to make sure. Dope. I want to have this conversation with y'all, and I want to know what you think. And I want you to hear me out before you judge. Because me and my barber was having a conversation about something a robbery that went down, right? A robbery that happened. And okay, how am I gonna say this? Okay. So it's gonna sound crazy. But so we were having a conversation about a robbery that happened, right? If you had a chance to see, I know a lot of y'all didn't. Some people aren't in the LA area, and it's physically impossible for you to see the conversation. But on the documentary, there's a part of the documentary where there's a robbery that happens. And Harry Styles is definitely in the building. What's good with it? There's a robbery that happened in this documentary, right? So we were talking about, me and my barber was talking, and for lack of better terms, we were talking about could that have been prevented, right? So I think if you don't add context to most conversations, people are usually thrown off with how people may feel or how people may be looking at a certain thing. Right? I can watch something like a robbery happen and kind of peep the scene and be like, okay, if they didn't do that, that wouldn't happen. Or if they did that, that could have went down like this, right? But if it's sometimes if it's a preventative, like, oh, what could have happened for you to not be in that situation? Sometimes people look at you as victim blaming, and that's not the conversation we're having. So I want you guys to I want you guys to open your minds to how we view perception and how you see things, right? So on this documentary, this do I want to talk about this? I did all that talking now, and I got here, and I wasn't even sure if I should talk about this. Because victim blaming is not what I do. It's not what I want to do, and not that I will ever do. But when it comes to every situation, you start to view things a little differently. You know, I don't think anybody should be walking anywhere and just get robbed. But at the same time, if you're in like some of the poorest parts of America or abroad, and you have on a bunch of gold chains on or diamonds on or a nice watch on, and you get robbed, I'm not victim blaming you, but I'm also looking at your moves like, okay, that was preventative. You could have prevented that by knowing that that isn't what you're supposed to be doing. So that's the kind of conversation I'm having. So I hope that was an okay analogy, right? It's like you walk into some of the poorest places in America or abroad, and just walking at night or a broad day, and you got all this jewelry on, and you by yourself, and then you get robbed, right? It's not my first reaction is not going to be, well, it may be. My first initial reaction is, damn, that's messed up. But right after that, it's more so like, why was she wearing that? Why would they have on a Rolex walking through there? Why would they have on all them chains walking in that neighborhood? You understand what I'm saying? I don't view that as victim blaming. Somebody would say like, you blame the world is messed up and there's a lot of monsters out here and people shouldn't take from nobody. But in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, but this is the world we live in. In a fantasy world, yeah, you should be able to walk anywhere. Excuse me. You should be able to walk anywhere and have on all your nice things and nobody touch you. But this ain't the world we live in. So I'm dealing in the reality of the world we live in. So if you're walking down the street and you got a bunch of ice on and stuff and you get robbed, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I feel bad for you because I hate for anybody to get robbed. But at the same time, that wasn't a wise decision. You understand what I'm trying to say? You understand? Like, boom, right there. Okay, because you know, the first thing we thought was when that happened, the first thing I said, I heard PNB, for those who don't know, a rapper named PNB from, I think from Philly, if I'm not mistaken, got robbed and gunned down at Roscoe's restaurant here in LA, for those who aren't here. When LA people heard about this first, usually before the news, you know how that goes, but I'm sure anybody in any urban area, we all thought to ourselves, what was you doing at that Roscoe's? It wasn't even that you were at Roscoe's. The questions we asked was, what were you doing at that Roscoe's? We knew what Roscoe's he was at. We knew that isn't the Roscoe's. You could be doing that. You could be wearing that. You could be doing that. And for you to be an out-of-towner, did you bypass all the things you were supposed to do before you landed at that Roscoe's with all them chains and all that ice on with your lady and no pistol? You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Like, LA is already kind of low-key janky with how people pull up on people in restaurants and Roscoe's. But if you had told me you were at, and K-Actors know this, if you would have told me that, oh, he was at the Roscoe's on Sunset and Gower, the one in Hollywood. Yeah, I believe it happens, but that's still a very well-known place that it don't usually happen like that. It ain't like the hood. It's like the popular one where everybody go. You'll see a celebrity in there. So there may be people in there with ice on sometimes or whatever. So if it happened there, you more so like, damn, that's crazy that somebody robbed you there. The Roscoe's we talking about, that Roscoe's is literally only for that neighborhood. That's not for tourists at all. And I mean that seriously. You know what I mean? Oh, and he had the pistol on him. Okay. So here's the thing. We were watching this thing, and someone got robbed. A young lady got robbed. A young lady was with her 2 babies, broad daylight, talking to a friend as she sat in the car in her parking lot in her own neighborhood in the projects. And it was messed up because it's all on camera, so you see the whole thing. But my man asked, he was like, yeah, that was messed up, but you know, he was trying to say, what he was trying to say was like, she like, that's bad what happened. She don't deserve what happened to her at all whatsoever. Her and the kids. 2 little babies too, babies. But also he was trying to say, I saw the holes in the play. Meaning like, I can see how that happened. Not that I agree. I'm saying like how she was probably moving. I can see that happening. You know, it's a tough conversation to have because, you know, once you start to talk about like what could have went down, people start saying you victim blaming. And then if it's a woman, that's a whole nother level of a conversation you don't want to go into on why you think she probably should have went down that street instead of that street. You know, or why she shouldn't have stopped there, she should have stopped over there. You know what I mean? And it's a tough conversation because people don't want to hear it. Once they label you something, or especially when it comes to victim blaming, when something horrible has happened to somebody, then you got that label on you and it stinks. You know, but everything needs context. Everything is nuances about every little thing, especially when it comes to street life. It's the reason why cats like myself, born and raised in the hood, have a lot of grace for what happens in the hood. I'm not saying I don't feel for nothing and don't feel bad for nobody or nothing bad should be happening. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I understand how certain kind of mind frames that come out the ghetto, come out the hood, come out these areas are formed. Right? So it's hard for me to blame certain individuals when I understand there's a system of things happening to how someone turned out like this. How there's a dude in the pen right now that may be doing 20 years because he did his first crime and killed somebody at 20 years old or at 30 years old. And you're like, well, how does that happen? His first crime ever. He murdered somebody. He got 25 to life. The average person outside of these areas, outside of the hood, has no remorse for that type of person because all they hear is murderer. Somebody like myself, somebody like K Active, we're the type to be like, well, what happened? We're not ready to victim blame. Murder is bad, period. But the reason why we don't have to say that because I'm thinking it's implied. We all know the murder is bad. So why are we talking about that? What I want to know is how'd he get there? What happened in his life for him to not do no crime ever and then you smoke a nigga at 30 and get 25 to life? What happened? You understand what I'm saying? That's the grace I have for this kind of mind frame because I saw these kind of people grow up. These are my friends and distant strangers and associates and neighborhood people I knew. So I watch people go from a cool kid to growing up to not no trouble, going to school, start hanging with the wrong crowd. You're still a good kid, but them your friends. So You happen to be on the corner, then somebody came by and started shooting, and then everybody got away except you. He dies on the corner. The cops look at him like he one of them or another gangbanger. But the people who understand nuances and grace in context understands that no, all his friends, everybody over here gangbang except them. So somebody without grace would say, well, why is he hanging with them? Them is only friends. That's who he was raised with. These are the same people he played ball with. These are the same people you chase girls with, that you went to the party with, that you went to the concert with. These are the same people. You just chose not to gangbang or sell drugs or live a life of crime. You standing in front of the house that you've been living at or going to your whole life. You didn't know somebody was going to come through that day and shoot the whole crowd up because all y'all look the same, or they think y'all all from this particular gang. But the key point is I'm talking about grace in context and those nuances those nuances to deal with, to understand why a certain thing is happening. That was the ultimate point of our conversation. Having that grace for your brother, your sister, and knowing that everything ain't always what it is. You know what I mean? Me and my barber had a dope conversation about one of his friends who came up with him in the projects. I'm not going to say what project, came up in the projects. And he was one of the cool cats from the neighborhood. Him and his little pack were, they would do dress good, go get girls, go to parties. They lead the project, go out the hood, go to different parties. You know, it's always that crew of kids who didn't necessarily, they may have been from somewhere, may have been gang members, but they didn't not lead a hood. They didn't know how to dress, didn't talk to girls, just all project living. They wasn't that. One of the guys who we would consider a square was bullied the whole time in the projects. The homies punked him, beat him up, you know what I mean? Like doing little stuff, talking about him. He walked by, they trip him, like just bullied him. Right? His whole life, his whole young life. He become a teenager, they still bullying him, doing little stuff, messing with him, probably taking his money. All he do is go to school and he can't help where you live at. Your mama and your daddy live there. Bullied him. He get out of school, he go to the service. He go to the military. The military, he see a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff that human beings should not be seeing. Right? Not only that, he jacked up now, got some weight on him, got some tactical skills, got hands, probably did a couple of tours in the service. Now he different. But not only is he different, technically, skill-wise and body-wise, he got a chip on the shoulder for everything that happened to him back when he was little. All the niggas that tried to punk him when he was little. He get out the service, come back to the hood, that's your home, right? And then you aren't the same homie your homies remember. So what you do, you didn't turn into the disciplined soldier. You took all them skills and turned into a gangster. So now you got them tactical skills, hands, size, all and the crazy stuff you done seen, right? You got that darkness now, but you turned it into one of them. Here's the cold part. Y'all never treated him like one of y'all. So what he doing to y'all? Full out gangbanging. Beating niggas up, jacking the homies. You know what I mean? Niggas don't want no problems. Gunplay. He with everything. He a monster now. Full on monster. Right? So people will hear that story. People don't see the whole movie, right? They turn the movie on. This nigga out of jail banging on niggas. Big in size, all that, beating niggas up and all that gunplay. He a monster. They don't got no remorse for him. Whole time, I seen the whole movie. I seen what happened. I seen how y'all took an innocent kid who didn't want no problems and turned him into a psycho. You back that up with military issue guns and tactical skills to fight and survive. With that chip on his shoulder from being bullied and punked and all kind of stuff when he was a kid, and then send that man back to that area to the niggas who used to do that to him, full on monster. Niggas don't want no problems. Now he just terrorizing the hood. I got context and nuances of how that happened. The average person looking in wouldn't understand. I know what y'all did to him. And also, it's messed up. It's messed up what happened, and it messed up what he doing to niggas. It's all messed up, right? But it's that cycle of just people ain't learning. It's bad behavior, trauma raising trauma, right? Triggers on triggers. It's just a cycle of just negative things happening back and forth. And it's all bad. My man not coming back, right? He's older than head, a little crazy now, psycho out. He different. He different, you know? And it's payback for all that stuff. Here's the cold part. He's never going to ever feel good about that. You can't never really get all that back. It's not like one day he's going to be like, you know what? I done beat everybody else up. It's cool. That ain't how the street work. Because even if you stop and chill today, now somebody on your ass. It's a cycle. It's a cycle of just trauma, negativity, nuances, context that you would need to understand why this is happening, and then know how to deal with that or know how to move around that. You know who the dude don't mess with? The homies, the cool kids he grew up with that didn't bully him, that just got dressed with him, went to the parties with him, didn't pressure him to game bang and didn't take nothing from him, didn't laugh at him and trip him when people would come around, didn't make a joke of him. He don't mess with none of them. They all cool. Terrorizing everybody else. Because he a monster. Off the leash. Crazy. It's crazy. You know, it's that. I think that's why you ever notice like anybody with that urban kind of mind frame. When I say urban, I'm speaking like I don't necessarily. I mean, I know urban is a word that's used for different ways to look at where the hood is, right? But if you are raised that way, come up in the hood any kind of way, you know, I think we all have that innate kind of like context, nuances to how to view the world in a sense. I'm not saying we right or wrong. I just mean like it gives you a certain type of lens to view things differently. You know, and when you talk about that grace, 9 times out of 10, we always see another angle. You and I could be watching a police arrest, and here's a small example. You and I could be watching somebody pulled over on the side of the road, right? You ask, damn, what'd he do? I wonder what he did. And I'll look at him and be like, look at them messing with somebody else. Look at them harassing somebody else. That's a small scale of perspective and perception. How we view things by how we were raised and how we view certain kind of people, entities, or whatever the case may be. Just that fact, we both looked at the same thing. We looked at a cop, got somebody pulled over, no matter who it is. Your perspective, not anybody here, obviously, but your perspective was like, damn, I wonder what happened. What he do? What he or she do? And the whole time I'm like, man, leave the people alone. We already starting off our biases. You start moving from your biases. And a lot of times we don't understand how your biases shape your whole entire world. A lot of times people don't know they're moving on their biases. It's the lady that naturally grabs her purse when I walk by. I ain't never took nothing from nobody in my whole entire life. Here's the crazy part. I also understand why she grabbed her purse. That's a weird reality. I hate that she grabbed her purse when I walk by. I'm not one thing I don't take nothing from body. I don't want nothing you got that ain't mine. Nothing. But I also completely understand why you may have grabbed your purse if I walk by you. And here's the thing, there's a different type of way to look at that. Is it because I'm a man? Is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm a man and I'm black? Is it because I'm a man and I'm black and I'm a bigger black guy? Is it because she heard she should protect herself from us, men, black men, big black men? Is it because something happened? She got robbed by somebody years back, or something happened to her years back, and now she like, I can't let that happen again. You know, it's a small scale to that. You ever been? You ever been like on the street, whatever? Not maybe a woman walked past, and you say, "Hey, how you doing?" Right? Innocent. Hey, how you doing? Because two people should speak to each other when they're crossing paths. So a lady walks past and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And she don't say nothing. She right in front of you. You know she heard you. She just ignores you. Hopefully, as a man, you don't flash, right? And go crash out because she didn't speak to you. Though I think that's rude, but with context, nuances, and understanding from my background where I come from, I can see it being a thing like she just walked past 40 something dudes today who all had something to say crazy because of whatever reason. Because she didn't want to give her number out, or she said she had a boyfriend, or she told her she was married. And out of 40 people, 30 of them cussed her out. Somebody tried to grab her. Somebody got mad. She had a boyfriend. Somebody probably threw something at her. Somebody's, oh, you bougie, yeah, whatever, cussed her out, all kind of craziness. And then she come across you, 41, and she's out of words. I don't feel like talking to no more men today. How does she know you different from those 40-some people? And somebody would say, man, you speak, you never know. Well, she did speak. She speak 30-some times and got harassed and almost got chased. Somebody grabbed her ass when she walked by. Somebody cussed her out. Somebody called her a B. Somebody slapped her phone out of her hand and said, F your nigga. Somebody did. All these things happen. She got to you 41, she tired. She's tired. Shout out to the super chat. Wavy Cardi is definitely in the building with a super chat. Appreciate you, big dog. Let's see. Tulane County 559 is definitely in the building. Appreciate you, Wavy, man. Appreciate you. Love the support, man. Appreciate you, big dog. Yes, sir. And see, Michelle, that's the thing, right? Michelle J said, she said, I don't talk to strangers. It's two sides to that. It's that, damn, that's messed up, but also, I get it. You just don't know who is on what. People crazy nowadays. Look, you seen that, and I'm not making this a man-hating conversation, whatever. This is about people in their perspective, how they view things, and how they view people who react to other people. How you react to other people in whether streets, outside, or whatever. So you have all these nuances of how people are moving, right? You remember that video? I don't know if it was a video where that woman was saying how she just give everybody her number. It sounded crazy. She said everybody. What she was saying was, if a guy asked for a number, she just give it to him, boyfriend or not, right? She said, I just give it to him. She said, ain't nobody. The joke was, ain't nobody got time for being shot, beat up, or slapped in the face. I remember that post went viral. I know some of y'all remember that. She said, boyfriend, I don't care, boyfriend or not. Somebody asked for a number, I'm just giving it to him. So I'll probably block him later, but I'm gonna give it to him. She said, nobody got time for getting beat up, shot, or slapped in the face. And I'm like, damn. You niggas are so vicious that women are giving themselves pieces of themselves just to appease you in a moment because she needs to feel safe. That's insanity. Not insanity on her part. That's insanity that we got here. That people have been doing, acting so gross that women are considering doing things like that. And she was dead ass too. It's crazy. You know, you think about and I'm not trying to get to. I don't care. This is homeroom. We go wherever we want to go. So you think about in context of how we how we move in this world, and whether it's our fears, our insecurities, um, whatever, we all moving on our perception on how we view the world, right? So it's like we're moving because of everything behind what we're moving forward because of everything behind us taught us, right? We're moving forward. We're moving forward because of how everything is because of what everything behind us taught us. And they tell you don't look back, and I understand that, but also everything behind you is what taught you about almost everything in front of you. So knowing how to move is what Jay-Z said, learn how to move in the room for the vultures, right? It's like knowing how to be, just knowing how to be outside. If you're going to be outside, you're going to experience yourself being outside or in public spaces, men and women, just knowing how to be. One of my biggest, I try not to let this fear take over, and it doesn't, right? But a huge fear of mine is I can't watch my son 24/7, right? It's like I don't know. Well, I mean, my son is a great child, so I pretty much know where he is most of the time, right? That's a that's a good thing. I mean, the way we communicate though, um, but also I can't be with him 24/7, and I don't know. I don't even want to. It's tough. It's tough out here. It's tough. I had a conversation with my homegirl Kay Cola, which I'm going to do a podcast with her one day, and we were talking about the dangers of being. She was talking about the dangers of being a woman out here, and I'm gonna keep it real. It was a conversation I didn't want to have, not because I don't want to talk about the safety of women. That's obviously not it. It's because of that conversation sparked from another conversation her and I was having, and I felt like that was too of a layered thing to cover past the original topic, which was black men and black women, black men and black women being at odds. Right, the narrative on that, the narrative that I don't agree, I don't necessarily agree to. I don't adhere to that narrative. Right, so the conversation drifted off into men and women and how men and women are in the world, how they view them, not necessarily how they view themselves, but how they are viewed in the world. And Kay was saying the overall consensus for Kay was saying is that men ruined this world. She's not a man hater. She got adult men in her life that she loved that are very great and very good to her. But she also deems herself as, in this concept, a realist. Like, yo, I know the facts. If anything else happened, let me know. Change my mind, kind of thing. You know, it's hard to have conversations with her about that stuff because typically I think I'm going off a narrative. And a bunch of people can scream facts and without no paperwork and no resources to back it. People just saying facts. And I hate when people start doing that because the conversation doesn't really get to a realistic place unless you're offering real life sources. If you don't have real life sources, then your conversation is taking a sort of a fantasy thing, right? It's not really real. You just having this conversation. It don't mean that. There's no file, no record. You know, you guys probably understand what I'm saying. But anyway, yeah, it's. Well, let me see. Let's see what the. But yeah, man. So I've been thinking about these things this morning. Like I said, I was at the barbershop this morning. I was having a good conversation with my barber, and I've been talking about certain things the last few days about perspectives and nuances and context to conversation. You know, people. I think more of us are also having conversations with people without grace, first and foremost, um, and without allowing yourself to understand, to listen and understand. So I never want to just be speaking up on stuff without any context because it can be a very dangerous thing, especially if you're speaking on anything like sexism, racism, something like that. Be very dangerous with some of the things we be saying on on a public record. You know, so I don't know. I should be thinking of that. I was dealing with a bunch of things in my head this morning about life and people and self-esteem, self being self-conscious, confidence, aura, all these things, and and I try to find myself in a mix of all that. You ever ask you ever ask someone how do they see you? I've never asked that question. I never asked the question of how do you see me? How do you view me? And I did it one time where I talked about how do you see me, but I think it was for it was a food thing we were doing. I forgot exactly what it was. Um, yeah. I think that's interesting. How are you viewed? Do you know how you're viewed? Do you think if you take what you think about yourself, the uncut raw truth about what you know about you, do you think that there's somebody in the world that can answer the exact same, that would know the real you? Because a lot of us go out in this world and do a bunch of acting. A lot of us live under the mask. A lot of us are parading that we're okay when you're just a shell of yourself in real life. But people like that tend to stay away because real friends or real people around support system is gonna call you on it. Gonna call you on your BS. Well, you say your parents said that? Your parents said they don't gotta love you? What they mean? That's interesting. I understand though, but that is interesting. Mm, they don't gotta, man. What? Your parents be clowning. Were they serious, Michelle? And most importantly, what do you think of you? I mean, for sure they're joking, for sure. Um, have y'all ever sat and asked yourself that? You ever sat and asked yourself, what do you think about you? Like, what do I think of me? Because one thing about yourself is you can't hide from you. Damn, wait, hold up. That's deep. Because if you tell the truth to the core, then people will ultimately know the real you. If you tell the truth to the core about yourself, then you would be fully exposed. Now, exposed is an interesting word there because it doesn't have to mean like. I mean, it's like you telling your business. How do I view me? I never did that before. How do I view me? We love you too, my good brother. And we love you also. Jen is definitely in the building. What's good, Jen? Laura Racer was definitely in the building. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna start asking people that. And also I need to do the work myself. Because however I see myself, I want to know if people view me the same. Excuse me. And if not, how so? You know what I mean? Yes, sir. I know you back. I mean, I know you up in here, Laura Racer, man. Appreciate your presence. Appreciate you. Appreciate your presence for real. Yeah, that's interesting. That was an interesting question to me. I think Michelle is a good. You know what, Kev, man? I vibe, man. When I had Michelle on live, it was a vibe. Like, yeah, I can talk to her. I definitely want to get her on live again. She's pretty dope. 100%. 100%. Excuse me. Hey, man, Jen, whenever you're in the building, you're always on time. I appreciate your support. Look, when I say that, let me tell y'all something, too. When I say, if I use the words, I appreciate your support, which I truly, truly do, or any kind of compliment or thank you or whatever, or anything, or anytime somebody says, or if I tell y'all it means the world to me, I'm dead ass. You don't understand how amazing this is to me. Because this space I'm new to and I'm working it out, growing, learning, loving, right? So if I know that if I turn on live and there's a community of people pulling up, see, because I don't look at the numbers different. I mean, I look at the numbers different too, right? So I look at it like right now, I think there's 8 people in here, right? If there were 8 people in my house, man, that that number looks pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So I always look at it different. So if there's like 20 people in my live one day or 15 people in my live one day, or 15 people showed up to my house, I'll be like, what the hell y'all want? Why y'all so deep? But people are so spoiled by followers, they don't think if you got 1,000 followers, somebody will try to clown you for that. I'm not talking about somebody with. I'm talking about somebody would try to clown themselves for that. Like 1,000 people are following you. That's not a little thing. You know what I mean? That's funny. Salute, 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 Michelle. I appreciate you. I do pride myself on. That's one thing I actually do pride myself on is not being able or not being embarrassed to say what I feel and not being embarrassed to not speak up for myself when it comes to testimony or talking to people or helping somebody out or being a good ear from somebody. Um, that's always been a cool thing. You know what I mean? 206-253 in the house. Yeah, man. I think that's what. See, that's the good thing about, like I said, this community where we're building. It's big. It's a. Here's the thing. It's easier for me and us to focus on each other with these numbers. Mop Whack TV is definitely in the building. Hey, man. Much respect. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you for saying that. For real. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, I love to log on here and talk to you guys because for me, this is the community. This is the club. We're building this thing out, getting to know each other, being very familiar. It's thousand people in the comments moving super fast, so I can't really see nobody talking. I don't like that. And we've been able to deal with one another, you know what I mean, in the comments and respond as I think a trend. Rios is different. Rios is my brother. I love that dude. Me and Rios, you would think with how we talk, we've known each other for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Um, Rios is one of my newest friends. We met obviously in crossing in paths and pun and the homies and stuff like that. We met and I did a Ace Boy Worldwide one day where we really was kind of clowning together for the first time, hanging out. And after that, we just been locked in. And the conversation I've had with him has always been dope, insightful, inspirational, motivational conversations. Rio has done so much just to get me to push myself in this space of like live stream or like video spaces that I can repay him only in words as much as he done for me as far as kicking game knowledge and all that. He's an amazing dude. And yes, he's married. I'm always a fan of that. Faithful. I'm double a fan of that. And he's very transparent, very not afraid to be vulnerable, not afraid to let his feelings fly in a moment's notice. I'm not going to tuck. I'm not going to. I'm not going to max myself because I don't want to be real in front of the camera, right? Now, what you don't have to worry about is me crying, setting up a camera and turning it on and sit in front of it, and then, I'm not doing all that. That's super different, right? But if we talk about something heavy on here and we going through some stuff and we dealing with each other and we having one of them kind of conversations or we may be thinking about something or old story or something, if the tears fall, let them fall where they may. That's what it's going to be. If the tears fall, that's what it's going to be. Period. You know? I look forward to dope conversations like that where if we all log off and leave, we all felt like, damn, that was powerful. That conversation was, I learned so much. That conversation was powerful. I love leaving a conversation like that. You know, I just, Dogface is definitely in the building. Yeah, I think real ones will do that. No, real ones show their emotions. And to understand that all emotions are human. It's all human. But yeah, man, I appreciate these conversations because these are things. Hey, so I had a on my YouTube page. I had a video section called um intrusive thoughts. Right, where I would just get on here and rant about stuff. But this is what technically this is what this is. These are my intrusive thoughts. These are my intrusive thoughts. That's the key right there, Dogface. That's the key. And here's another thing. Watch who would take what you excuse me. Watch who would take what you told them in confidence and weaponize it to attack you, to turn it around and weaponize it on you. Them people mean you no good. Step away from people who do that. If I pour my heart out in any capacity to you, whether crying or not, we should be just having a deep conversation. If I let my heart spill, which I usually do, and you use it to weaponize me, make a joke, skip me and pass me up somewhere, if you do that, them people mean you no good. These people are not your friends. Straight up. Straight up. Hey, super shiesty, P. And Laura Ray said that's key. See, people tend to think because you ain't flashed on them. Here's the thing, right? They think because you ain't flashed on them, you ain't got it in you. Oh, but you have been sadly mistaken. Some of the worst, biggest crash outs are coming from people who you never see crash out. Why do you think the crash out's so big and violent? Why so extra out? These people don't never crash out. So yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That nostalgia feeling was I try to capture. Because I remember going to homeroom and that was your free space to kind of like get into the groove of what you're about to do in school. And it was cool. And everybody was in there mixed up and everybody was dealing with each other. I feel like this is our space for that. Where we can let our hair down, talk a gang of stuff, be a little clumsy, goofy, whatever, and then go about our day. We got a whole day ahead of us. That's why I named it that. Straight up. 100%. Let me say this. Truly, you are a piece of shit. If you take someone's information, whether secret, um, uh, uh, um, something they confided you in about themselves, whether it's mentally, spiritually, physically, something about their relationship or friends or whatever case may be, you confided in me, you trusted me because you needed a space to maybe vent, pour out. You probably was looking for any ear, whatever the case may be. If you chose me to be that, I can never be in no kind of way, no kind of space, no matter what. I can never be the hindrance of you going to handle some business somewhere, or I can never be the dude who stabs you in your back with information. I can never be the dude that surprise you with a gut punch with something you confided in me about. Because let me say this too. I don't care if it's just two of us. I don't care if it's not in a public space and it's two of us in the room, and you know, and you just said, "Hey, nigga, something." That's why you something, and I'm like, I'm gonna give you a look, and then exit is after that, never to be seen again. Never to be seen again. Oh, that's deep. Oh, that went. That's deep too, but I'm not talking about that one. Boom. My Black TV says emotions can become puppet strings in the wrong hands. Wow, that's a fact. That is a fact. Wow. Yeah, man. I think people are cruel. People are cruel, and I don't wish that on nobody, man. And you know, I think this whole conversation today has been about um, maybe integrity, how to move, how to just be. Right? We talked about grace. You know, it's important that we all learn it. Because if the world have you figured out on your own, you're going to fall on your ass. Wow, that's big. That's crazy. Real talk, though. Yeah, man, damn. I think I like that. Yeah. Ultimate message, be integral. No. Yeah. Yeah. Be integral. Mm. Be integral is definitely one. Um, and that's what we're talking about. Being integral for sure is one, but also allow yourself to show grace for people. Remember we talked about that earlier when you're dealing with like things that need context and those subtle nuances to how something is moving or what's actually going on. Um, yeah, that's the part. Mm, yeah, but man, I appreciate y'all tapping in for sure. You know, I'm those conversations kind of have me. Oh wait, Michelle, Michelle, if you still tapped in, and I know Kev, you tapped in too, right? You said, and I'm not. Let me. I don't know if I had this mistaken. Kev and Michelle, you said you guys are better to be on live Thursday and Friday evenings, if I'm not mistaken. Salute. Appreciate that too. I be trying to figure it out for sure. Look, you know how I go, man. As humans, they told you was crazy for talking to yourself as a kid, but really you just sorting things out in your mind. Y'all ever think about that? People will tell you was crazy as a kid for talking to yourself. Now, whether it's imaginary friends or whatever, like that's your brain doing some powerful things. Your brain may be creating pictures. If it ain't schizophrenia, what are we talking about? And even then, that could be a beautiful mind. I don't wish it on nobody, but But no, yeah. Wait, Kevin? What you answering to? I said okay, but oh right, my bad, Kev, my bad. It wasn't you. I'm sorry. It was Mountwack TV. And my bad. We talked about that. It was Mountwack I was talking about. Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact. Look, man, sometimes I be in my head, I be talking to myself, my lips moving and everything. But those are ideas moving along and plans, and I'm processing information. I'm going over my head about things that just happened or something that happened yesterday or just something. But as a kid, they told you was crazy. Don't talk to yourself. It's like, man, sometimes your mouth just move with words and how they move in your head. And sometimes it's involuntary, sometimes it's become muscle memory at that point. But don't just here's the thing. Don't be so quick to call nobody crazy anyway. How about that? It's funny how humans. I'm supposed to be logging off too, but you guys always got me going to different spaces. It's funny how humans we get so afraid of, and we start throwing out uh, uh, um, throwing out what's the word I'm looking for? Throwing out words for like uh, or start diagnosing humans by saying crazy, or you may be doing something. Oh, he crazy. Oh, she crazy. Everybody ain't crazy. Now, mind you, there are a lot of quote unquote insane, crazy people in this world that are walking around right now. I get that, but everybody ain't. And humans are the first person to put a negative clip or negative tag on somebody, and then be very dismissive on that person that you put a tag on. And what happens is it's kind of like being homeless, right? It's like the homeless tag, right? It's like you probably drive down the street and you got the guy on the corner. He may got a bullhorn. He may be on a mic, or he may just be talking out loud. And you like, yo, look at this dude talking to himself. He crazy. But I would like to challenge you just one time. Listen to what he's saying, he or she. I'm not saying these people ain't going through their stuff and their mind playing trick. Their mind not playing trick. Excuse me. Their mind not playing tricks on them. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is everybody ain't crazy. Everybody ain't. People just going through their things. And sometimes, if you listen, you'd be surprised at what you hear. There's always a life before this. I wish more of y'all sat and talked to people. Not to expose, right? I'm not saying go talk to some homeless dude and you pull your camera out and you all in his face. And I'm not talking about degrading human beings. I'm talking about just have a conversation with somebody. See how that goes. You know. Hey, Michelle, check this out. Even though, for sure, that's dope, but you are the first one to lie to yourself, too. See, that's the part people don't be talking about, right? Because you can't run from yourself. Meaning, I can tell myself whatever I want. If I say it enough times, I'll start believing it, right? Well, what happens is people call the word manifestation, or you're manifesting something that you believe yourself to be, right? What they never try to, I don't want to say never, but for the most part, what they never want to deal with is the other side of that, where you try to manifest yourself to be a certain way, or a lot of times you find yourself in the city of what? Say it with me now, Delulu. Hey, anything. hey, my whack. My whack say I talked myself out of plenty bad decisions. Hear the cold. Hear the cold part. Look. I done talked myself into a lot of them too. Hey, I done talked myself into some pretty bad decisions. Is a fact. Here's another fact. I've talked myself into a bunch of bad decisions. That's why I said, bro. Hey, look, as much as you know about you, sometimes we are the first to lie to ourselves. We the first to lie to ourselves about something, especially when it comes to your habits and your vices. But that's another conversation, right? When it comes to your habits and your vices, oh, oh, nigga, you are the Mac, 1973, gold Cadillac, big hat, shoes, two chicks in the back, snow on the console. That's how much game you'll tell yourself. That's how much game you got for yourself. It's real. It's real life. Hey, dude, I can't front. It do. It can be dangerous too. But excuse me, I've been coughing. I can tell my throat about to kick. I got my little Hall's medicine there. I got to start going to get them little Halls. But that's funny. My wet. Let me find out. You got a book of quotes over there. They say humans aren't aren't rational beings. We are rationalizing beings. What? Oh, this nigga's ill. I gotta post that again. They say humans aren't rational beings. We are rationalizing beings. Yo, yo, that's crazy. Humans aren't rational beings. We are rationalizing beings. Wow. Hey, my whack, you messed me up with that one, bro. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front. Wow. That was crazy. Yeah, yeah, he came with it. Yeah, Michelle, he came with on that one. For sure. And that's why we gotta do it round. Let me see. We gotta do it like a little round table live. Myself, Michelle J, MyWack TV, maybe one more person, and have a little round table live stream discussion. I think we all got to get on the same accord, but I think if it get more so on the evenings, I think y'all say that's when y'all can do it. I think that'd be dope. Hey, same with me, my that's yeah, we aren't rational beings. We are rationalizing beings. Nigga. That's fire. Look, man, My Whack TV, Michelle J. We definitely got to get that going. We got to get like a roundtable discussion. I have some dope topics, a lot of well-rounded topics that we can discuss that I think it'd be super dope. I think the community will be blessed because of it. I think they will love it. And like I said, we got to start doing that. Excuse me. We got to start doing that weekly discussion or live panel or something. I think we should. I think that'd be dope. Because that'd be fire. And plus, it's easier to bounce off each other. Pause if we on the screen, talking back and forth. I think that'd be fly. Look, man. So I appreciate y'all tapping in with me today, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Not Whack TV with the quotes of the day. With the quote of the day, but he had multiple quotes. But definitely that last one was the quote of the day. What you say? You said human beings aren't rational. Or say humans aren't rational beings. They're rationalizing beings. Fam. Shout out to My Whack TV. Definitely in the building today. Michelle J, my girl, definitely in the building today. Jen, my good brother Jen is definitely in the building. This cough got to get out of here. PJ Allen definitely in the building. My good brother Kevin Finley, who was first in the building today. Kevin Finley is always definitely in the building. Appreciate your support, big dog. It's Photo Up TV, definitely in the building. Wavy Carter with the super chat. Wavy Carter was definitely in the building. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate your support with super chat. Appreciate you. Don't Come That Late was definitely in the building. Appreciate that. I said PJ Allen already, right? Lord Racer was definitely in the building today. Appreciate you, big dog. Dogface showed up today. That's my good brother. Dogface showed up in the building today. Appreciate you. Who else we got in the building today? Is that it? I think that was most everybody. Oh, Breezy. Excuse me. Breezy was definitely in the building, and my good brother K Active was definitely in the building today. Appreciate y'all. Harry Stylize definitely in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. The Oil Globber 710 was in the building today, showing love early on, man. Appreciate you. And I think that's it. Thank y'all for following through. Let me see. Give you a run for your money. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Michelle J. I can't compete. Mop Wag got them quotes. I can't front. That last one floored me. It floored me. I ain't gonna front. That last one floored me. Salute to Mop Wag TV with the quotes. Not only the quotes, with the quotes of the day. I'm gonna start doing that too. I'm gonna start. Super chat. Kevin Finley with a super chat. Appreciate you. Let me see. My good brother says, drink some green tea with lemon honey. Man, ASAP, Kev. ASAP. Appreciate you, big dog. That's love, that's support. And I'm definitely going to take care of that because I don't want to get sick. I got a lot going on. Oh, I want to show y'all something. Damn. Okay, I'll tell y'all this. Okay, I'm about to log off, but I'm going to tell y'all this, right? So, for the people who are still on, I think it's 80 y'all here. So, we're all close. We're all family, right? We share stories. We share quotes. Respect. What y'all don't know is I did a whole pilot. I have a pilot. Me and my friends shot a pilot episode of a TV show that we did independently. Me and my friends. It's super, super dope. You're going to recognize some faces in this pilot. Some really recognizable faces. It's shot excellent. And we just got some good news about this pilot. Now, I can't talk about the good news right now. I will talk about it soon. But I'm going to talk to my peoples tonight. If I get the green light, I want to show you. I probably got to do that in members only. Because I want to show the trailer. But if I show the trailer on here, it's gonna live on. It's gonna live on YouTube forever, and I don't want it. I don't want the trailer out this early. But I do want to show y'all some kind of way. Anyway, I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna work it out to where I can show y'all, and I just want y'all to see what I've been working on, man. Your brother been busy. That's why I haven't been on like I used to be consistently. But working the documentary, working the soundtrack, and I'm now for the first time talking about the pilot that we actually shot. That's super dope. That I'm proud of. That I think, and I prayed for it. That's Chico. Prayer is the ultimate Chico. If you didn't know, I think one day it's gonna make me pretty famous. Pretty famous. I'm messing with the fame part. But anyway, I think it's going to be super dope. It's a great idea. Excuse me. It's a great idea, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I love y'all, man. This is it. This is Homeroom, which I'm really enjoying the groove of and the conversation we have with Homeroom. Oh, like I said too, I'm jumping back and forth because I don't know if I got ADHD or ADD. Was it ADHD or ADD? No, ADHD. My mind is always jumping back and forth from topic to topic, but it's like never a string of consistent information. It's like I'm talking about one thing, then I jump to something else, then I jump back. I jump something new, then I go back, forget that, completely jump something new, then I'm back. You understand? Anyway, that's what's happening, right? So I still want to do quotas. I think I'm gonna do quota today also. So I think what would be dope about it, what would be funny about them, if we try to slide the quotes in, like we don't know we trying to get quota today. like, hey, how dope would that be if we try to if you try to get a quote off, right? And then a nigga spotted like, oh, Michelle J, you think you slick trying to get that quote off, right? But I think I'm gonna try to do that. So I'm gonna start saying little stuff where I try to get a quote off, or y'all try to get quotes off, and we got a quota today. I don't know what the prize is gonna be yet because I just started this and I just explained how my brain works. So we'll figure that part out. But I do want to try to do quotes of the day. So we'll drop them randomly. Like as when you're in, we're going to be talking. You'll say a comment, whatever, and it'll be a random quote. And I got to be like, wait, that nigga trying to get a quote off. Like I think that'd be super funny to try to get them off. Anyway, quote of the day. Talk to my people, see if I can show the trailer for the pilot because I'm really happy about that. And I got some really good news about that. I got some good news about that, and I'm going to show it. We just had a great conversation, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate all the support, all the love for falling through, man. Super chat. Wavy Cardi and Kevin Philly with the super chat. I appreciate y'all. You literally don't understand how much I appreciate that. Trust me. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to tap in with y'all tomorrow. Hopefully it's 11. 11 o'clock is the time it's supposed to be. But in the mornings, I'll be doing some other stuff, work stuff I can't talk about just yet. But I'm going to tap in. That's it. No excuses. I got to get it together. I'm going to tap in. We going to tap in. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today, man. I appreciate it. Look, unlimited quotes coming. Quotes of the day. I'm going to be dying laughing too. Unlimited quotes is coming. Quotes of the day. They coming. Hey, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, man. See you tomorrow. Yes. See y'all tomorrow, man. Have a good day, man. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.